Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Tour de France 2023. This is episode number 6. We are in the Pro Leader game mode. There are other types, and I wanted to address a topic that's come up a few times already in just 5 episodes before. In this mode, to be successful, it's in your best interest to take control of other riders. They're better. They're going to be more successful. Your team's going to score more points. Therefore, you're going to have more money to get better teammates. Makes sense. It's difficult for you as a rider to progress much for a while on that. But with progression, you get into more races. More races means you're going to develop faster. Here's my philosophy, and here's the challenge that I am playing. It's pro leader mode, and I am that rider. Decathlon Gamer is the rider that I will control. I will not manage the other riders. Unless they are in the group with me, I am the leader, and I assign them to work for me. But otherwise, in particular, if I'm in a breakaway, I'm not managing the other riders. They are their own entities. I will let the AI manage the remainder of my team, with those exceptions of myself being a leader and giving them a task. But I will not manage the other riders directly. That is a choice. That is a conscious choice that I am making. And it's not the best way to play the game, but it is narratively the way that I want to play the game. Breach Cup is what's up. We have 3 stages for this one. A flat sprint stage. We have a punchy stage. And then we have a time trial at the end of this one. Now, I will not perform well overall thanks to that time trial in particular. So we're going to go out and just try to earn that XP so that we can progress as we go along the way. Right now, we're rated at a 31% of what we can improve upon. Also, before we get into the race, and I'm going to try to get in the break right away, there's a Cat 4, and that's probably where we're going to pick things up at if I successfully get in the break, that is. The orange, the green, the color coding is rider profile. So Desjardins, puncher. Nealon's, puncher. Cantor, sprinter. And for me, they changed me from a climber, which was that red rating, to a puncher, because right now, hills are my best useful rating with a 70. And the acceleration piece. Makes me more of a puncher than anything else.
Hello and welcome to you all for this new edition of the Braze Cup. On this first stage, the scenario should be the classic one of sprinters' teams bearing the bulk of the work in order to set up a mass sprint finish.
I've already attacked 3 times. We've never had more than 3 riders in the break, and yet somehow the peloton still not interested in the makeup of the group. One of the 3 riders, or one of the 2 riders that I was with, as Taco Vanderhorn and one other, Gavazzi, he was the other actually. He and I are both following Vanderhorn this time to try to make the break. This will make 4. This is the biggest breakaway group that we've had, but up till now, the peloton has not been interested in allowing a breakaway to escape. At least not allowing me to escape in a breakaway. Right now, they are still just 8 seconds behind us. And look like we're about to be brought back in another time with Apier's still off the front. Gavazzi immediately attacks. Vanderhorn immediately attacks. Here's number 5 now? Is this the 5th attack? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is not going well. For the moment, though, we're 6 seconds ahead. Vanderhorn's not pushing particularly hard. Gavazzi going a little harder, but that's because Vanderhorn just attacked. But I've been caught up in too many of these, and I don't have anything in the tank. Peloton reels us back in. Barely riding, but it's the moment I go off the front, they suddenly care. It's out to 53 seconds. I'm going to have to probably hold on for a little bit and then attack here to be the 3rd. I don't know what it is that they don't like about us, but that's 1 minute. I gotta go. I've got to go, otherwise it's going to be too late. Here we go, off the front. I'm certainly not a strong rider, so there's no reason for them to not want me to go. I was the first one off the front, and they let me get about 30 seconds, but 3 riders is not a lot. But here they are, just 8 seconds behind me. Can't quite see them back there, but 7 seconds behind. About to get reeled in yet again. 5th time. My only chance left to get in the breakaway now that they're coming out to that 2 minutes, is that the peloton's going to be content, and I can use this opportunity to get off the front and them go like, hey, those guys are 2 minutes away. You've got a ton of ground to cover. You're going to burn yourself out trying to get there, which is exactly what's going to happen. But the whole purpose right now is to develop, and that involves getting off the front. So I'm going to tire myself out over and over again to try to get some separation from the field. That's all I can do. That's the only useful thing that I can do. Otherwise, staying in the pack isn't going to help us in any way in terms of trying to earn some XP. 4 seconds ahead is all I have, even though I'm pushing. They're chasing me. They're still chasing me. Here we go again. 6th time, 7th time, whatever it is now. I'm losing count of attacks so much. Attack out of there. A little arrow recovery. It's not very steep though. And once again, they decide that I'm not worth letting go. Gap now at 3 minutes as I sat up and fast forwarded a bit and allowed myself to recover. Now that that recovery is done, I take off and try to get clear once again here. And we'll see. We've got this downhill, so we're really pushing 75 kilometers an hour is giving me a 18-second advantage. That's still all I can get, as the field is just desperate to chase me down. Doesn't make much sense. This time I do have more than half a minute. 45 seconds ahead. Thinking and hoping that one of these times the field is going to sit up and let me go. I'll be in no man's land. I don't think I'm catching those guys at still over 2 minutes behind. I was 3 minutes behind, but that was sprinting to catch up. This does gain me something, and for that we continue to use it. Peloton has sat up a little bit. They've lost 15 seconds on the front two. Meanwhile, I've gained 15 seconds on the front two. Have I finally succeeded in escaping? Maybe. I am going to burn through a lot of energy. I will use up my gels to try to stay away, to try to make contact. We'll see if it's possible. Since ending that sprint, I've gained about half a minute, which means I'm a quarter of the way left. One small hill and I've cut in by another 30 seconds, and actually the time's coming down pretty quick, and the Peloton has sat up even more than before, realizing that there's 3 riders off the front, and we've cut it down now to 36 seconds, getting closer and closer and closer. It looks like I will make contact, and it only took me, 8 tries, but we did finally manage to successfully get in the break. However, job's not done just yet, as I still got a little ground to cover to catch up to these guys. But it feels like, unless their tempo suddenly changes, I will make it. I have expended probably 75% of our energy to get here, but once we get there, we take a little bit of time to recover. Now just 10 seconds. And yeah, they are sitting up and waiting for me. I'm going to speed up a bit, but I don't know if we're going to get recovery or not. I'm going to save my gels and see if we do. If I don't, I'll stop early before we get to that intermediate sprint and get some recovery happening. It's supposed to be my turn right now. I've been contributing, and my energy reserves remain kind of right where they were before as we go inside 3K to go. So we're just going to have to compete, and I'm going to use my gel to recover a bit. The pace has been, and the rotation of the three of us has been that I'll recover a little bit and then it's my turn, and then I'll recover a little bit and then it's my turn, and it just ebbs and flows in that manner. But here we go, 1K to go, and we're gonna come right through the middle of them and attack for the intermediate sprint. Oh, they are faster than I am, though. I'm going full gas here. I'm going full gas. Oh, better sprinters than me. They're just better sprinters than me. I had them. I had them dead to rights in terms of when I went, and I had a full bike length on those two, but they were just stronger sprinters. They were stronger sprinters, and I went full gas. I didn't run out of red bar, but they were just quicker. Second intermediate sprint coming up now in just 2 kilometers. I have not contributed at all in between the 2 sprint points. The pace has been higher, and my weakness compared to them is showing. Here we go again. I want to go right around this right-hander. Go a little bit later. They seem to ultimately have better pace than me. And yeah, here we go. This time I didn't get an early jump on them. Following the slipstream. Can we get something with... No.
Watch out. You're not going to be able to attack for much longer.
Third place again. Just can't out sprint these two. That's unfortunate. And right now I can't even keep up flat rating wise. Peloton's down to 1 minute behind, but we have successfully been off the front again for a while today, and that's what we need. Stage 2 is going to be necessary, and hopefully Gavazzi and Apers are not in that breakaway, so we can get the combativity and get those 10 points. Just 5 kilometers remain in the stage, and it's a sprint finish. We are back in the peloton. The whole group is back in the peloton. I definitely won't have the combativity award for today, but we have a chance to get it tomorrow. Remember, stage 3 is a time trial, so we're definitely not going to get it there. 3.7K. The push is on. I don't have a ton of energy left, but I think I have enough to still be around for the sprint. But big acceleration here that started at just over 4K from the finish. And this stretch, this push, is going to eat up a lot of the energy I have left. But with 2.2K to go, it looks like I've just about made it. Nope, that's all the energy I have left for today. 1.5K to go. Let's try to scoot forward as best we can. I'm not winning a sprint, and I don't have the red bar to be pushing here at the end. There go the actual sprinters. Gaviria getting a poor jump. I'm out of energy already. Will that help me? No. Yeah. I had nothing doing. But for a change, I was actually in the pack.
You risk a blow up.
Hello, cycling fans everywhere. Even though the terrain is slightly more uneven than yesterday, today's stage also seems to be earmarked for the sprinters.
Early in stage number 2, and I've pulled a minute and a half on the peloton all alone, all by my lonesome, which is really good XP earned if we can maintain that. For one thing, it guarantees that we'll win the combativity award. For another, it guarantees that I'll win the King of the Mountains as Babber attacks and tries to make it 2 guys off the front. So just when it looked like I might have this thing to my lonesome, here comes 3 more riders on the way. Peloton's a minute 50 behind, by the way. Babber's been following and closing that gap down for a while, now down to 35 seconds, but Lavelle and one other are also chasing, but the peloton decided to chase them down. So my near 2-minute gap has dwindled down to a minute 10 now, but hopefully those guys are going to... Lavelle attacks again right away. Those 1 or 2 guys are the worrying factor. They didn't seem to mind myself off the front, and they definitely didn't seem to mind Babber either, but Lavelle is a different matter. This time, though, we're talking about a 25-second gap real quick to Lavelle, and the peloton does not seem to be closing in on me at this stage. So hopefully they'll allow the 3 of us to ride away. Babber's going to catch me here fairly soon, so my gains for being solo breakaway will cease, but I have ticked my next checkbox in terms of picking up at least 1 point today, 1 point of progression somewhere. Non-climber, okay. The intermediate sprint part's going to be challenging with this guy, but it sounds like, profile-wise, that I should be able to beat him for the KOM. Lavelle now just 17 seconds behind, but the peloton, they haven't sat up. Actually, they're getting closer, now just 50 seconds behind. Van Poek has also joined us, so there's now 4 of us, and we are 1:10 ahead of the field. Looks like this breakaway might work, that the peloton might be okay with it, because the gap is definitely going the right direction. 2.5K to go to the intermediate sprint, the first intermediate sprint of the day. I'm the only one with points in the group, but that doesn't mean that these guys aren't going to decide that they want to go for the points. This is my best chance at the green jersey. I doubt that we're going to get it, but we'll give it a shot. There we go, coming out of there. It's a good time to use the downhill to our advantage and make the push. Well, we get third. We get third. It wasn't last, but Lavelle didn't really look like he was going for it. And even though I started first, those guys quickly outpaced me on the way. Peloton also at 2:20 now, so we are legitimately away and safe. And we are 5K from the first KOM point of this entire race. No, we had one. We had one on the first stage. All I have to do is take a majority out of this, which I would say probably 3 would be enough. 3 out of the 7.
It's the leader's team that's taking on the chase of the breakaway.
3.6K for now. 1.6K. Is there even a hill the rest of the way? There's a big downhill. I'm going to attack just before. I'm going to use that downhill to try to gain separation, which I haven't really successfully done here. We're going to have to continue right on up the hill. There's only 1 point, I think, at the top, and we are out of red bar before we get there. But do I have enough to... Nope. Takes the only point. Couldn't quite hold on. The red bar didn't last. I was hoping to get separation over that little hill, and it didn't happen at that point. I had to hope to outlast, which we're too weak of a rider to outlast. The catch by surprise has worked for us before, and it's the majority of the points that I've managed to win. Let's hope that Van Poek doesn't take the next one as well. Otherwise, our goal of taking 3 might not be enough. 1K to go here on this climb. I'm not attacking, but I am trying to get to the front and try to get that advantage. I also want to make sure that I have the inside. We're down to 500 meters. I'm going to probably attack coming out. And this time, it's looking like we've got it. Yes, we do. We got one. And that was also an objective tick off. That was awesome. Awesome. We're getting somewhere. Okay, we've got a ways to go till the next. We have a feed zone also on the way. 1.2K to go till the top of the third climb. The peloton's just 52 seconds behind, meaning we're not going to be out front much longer. It's going to be really important that I win possibly this climb and or the next one. Because that's the decisive KOM moment. We're at 500 meters. 400 meters. Here we go. I'm starting from the front this time. I think I've got it. I've figured out how these guys can be beat, and we have beaten them. And yeah, 2 points is higher than anybody else right now. There are 4 climbs remaining. 3K to go, and the group, same problem I've had a number of times. They start to speed up, and my weak rating can't hang on with them. And so somebody in the group gets frustrated with me and decide that they want to attack. And so then we lose cooperation in the group. So without cooperation, my task gets difficult. But I can handle it and get to the front, and all I need is this one more climb. So let's follow Van Pook for a little bit and hope we can get one. He's the other one who's got a point. He's the one I'm really competing with right now. If I can stay ahead of him, if he doesn't take it, we still have a chance. If I take it, then we've got it. This will be enough. 500 meters. I'm having a hard time keeping up with him right now, though. Let's gel up real quick. There you go. 300 meters. Full attack, full attack. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, I have no red bar. Where? I have no red bar. Did I not have red bar already? I put foot down and got like one pedal stroke, and that was it. So apparently I didn't have a red bar to begin with. But hopefully the work I did on that climb will appease these guys for a little bit as we stay in this thing. We are still 108 ahead of the peloton, which should be just at least far enough to get through the next climb. I think Van Pook took the top on that, so he and I are tied right now, which means I definitely would need to win this next one.
All right, nothing broken. Watch out. You'll be less agile for a few stages.
I was following.
Careful on the bend.
I was locked in on their wheel, and it just went straight off and crashed.
Is starting to ride behind you. It looks like he doesn't want yet another ride ahead of the race.
Game just glitched on me massively. I'm not even riding here. I can't ride. It said I was okay, but now I'm not okay. We're out injured, folks. Okay, now I can ride. We're stunned. That was a glitch, folks. I'm back in the peloton. I've missed out on other KOM stuff. Van Pook's not going to get challenged now by the others. Ouch. Ouch on that part. That sucks. And I don't have confidence for the downhill now. I can't even full attack any longer. I was just comfortably following along. And off we went. Van Pook takes it. So I just lost my KOM chance. And I've blown up. Getting dropped here.
An unusual sprint.
Pace of the peloton is such that we regain contact, but they are pushing like crazy, and that was that. That was all I could do. There we go. At least now I can recover a bit. And Pook's alone now. Lavelle was a ways behind him. Almost caught by the peloton as we hit the intermediate sprint. Now we just got to make our way last 26K to the finish line. It's unfortunate how it went down. It wasn't that I got beat competitively. It was we got beat through what amounts to a glitch, to a bug. We were following comfortably and it just crashed out of nowhere. Now that's how crashes actually happen in real life too, so I suppose we can just chalk that up to shit happens. Following that second stage, the Zolo is the leader of the overall classification. Ballerini was the one who won the second stage. Van Pook takes the KOM. He picked up one more point to split the difference. I was the first one to get to 2, so I had it. Now, that's not to say that I would have beat him on the next climb. There's every chance that he could have, that he absolutely could have. But he's got that jersey. Points classification, even if I get 20 on that last one, we are nowhere near where Ballerini is, so nothing doing on that one. Young rider classification would not be a factor. Our team classification is second overall right now, but the combativity, I have locked that one up. So at least we've still managed to get those 10 points out of this race. All right, here we go. Second time trial. And we'll see what we can do. We push to get out the box early. Just making the turn there, pushing hard. Alright, let's see. What can we do? I have no idea what this profile is like. I think so far so good on this one. I have no idea what my pace is like, but we seem to be doing well with the push, with the target. Down to 7.4K. We've done well so far. Our target, our objective, was 8:44. Right now we're at 7:15 as we approach that intermediate sprint point. I can't maintain this pace for long, but we can maintain it for a little bit. Whoa! Wow. No turn at all. No turn whatsoever. None. Absolutely no turn. I know I was in the TT position. I was in the time trialing position, which is harder to turn. But look, I'm in the TT position now, and it does turn. It doesn't turn as much as it will elsewhere. Like that corner was tough. I get out of the TT position and brake a little bit, but I can't sprint because of the crash. Ouch. But it's not like we were ever going to be competitive, so be it. But two weird things happening to me on that one where maybe I needed to get out of TT position. But good news is my teammate Grossschartner has cracked the top 10, so we will pick up some points. I was second in the KOM. I was fifth in the points classification. And I did win the combativity award. So at least we got that 10 points as a team. It was a little something. My oh my, what a mess that was, though, in those two moments. Grand total, 24 points on the season now. Grossschartner, he had 7. Nealons has 3. So I'm still the overall team leader for us in the team ranking. We have 34 points and sit 24th. We are just 2 points behind Iola Conte. That's our best shot. And actually, look at that. Israel Premier Tech is also just 6 points ahead. We've got a chance still. One more race left for the season for us. We have a chance still to maybe move up out of that 24th spot. Potentially a little bit higher. Get a little bit more pay so that we can improve our roster more so. Disappointing finish. But up until that crash, things felt good on the time trial. I'm getting better with it. It's a learning process. That's the second time trial I have ever done in the Tour de France game. I might be a seasoned pro at Pro Cycling Manager, but I'm not here. And I spend a lot of time either following a leader or trying to attack or speeding things up. So when I'm in a breakaway, I'm not often riding in those technical sections. So I try to follow others because it can be dangerous. Now, I've tried to attack in one of those areas and gain some distance and gap and or recovery during those, but I haven't been falling into that scenario very often here. That second one, I think, that corner, me being in the TT position, had something to do with that. It should have turned left, at least somewhat. It went straight. So, twice we had a little glitch this time. It's the first I've encountered. Hopefully it's the last I see it. KOM was a stretch, but I was certainly still in it at that point. So again, disappointing that turned out the way it did when I had a chance. Green jersey was definitely not going to be ours, but that KOM could have been. Maybe. All I had to do was win that one more sprint against Van Poek, and we have it. It was that close. Very close. It might have been ours. That would have been a big plus. That would have been a big addition. 10 more points. 10 more points would have us 22nd right now. But we've got another race to pick up the points we need. And we're learning and growing. And how did I do? 5 objectives completed. We add 3% to our overall rating. Flat, hill, medium mountain, time trial, prologue, stamina, resistance, and recovery all increase. My agility is at an A+. It's automatically restored to its maximum level at the start of a race. So that's good. I will not have to deal with that being at a minimum next time out. But recovery, we're at 48%. We're up to a B. This was a C. So we are up to a B now. We have finishing stages. Still, we have one more hilly stage. We'll get another increase there. Resistance is obviously one of those big ones. Leading a major climb, that's something we haven't done. Just about out of freebies when it comes to hills. A hilly stage, one more will get us the next point. A few more after that will get us one more point, but then we've got to start getting into higher level races to get the Flanders and Liège race. But then we have to start winning, and that's going to be tricky for us at this point in time. Winning intermediate sprints, there's a lot more of those capable, but breakaway points are ceasing to really help us in freebies. Being in the break is starting to no longer make a difference. But what will make difference is winning the Category 3 climbs, the Category 2... actually, really, I'm down to just Category 2 climbs now. So the Cat 3, Cat 4 climbs no longer making a difference. But winning intermediate sprints will. And that's still stuff that's going to happen from breakaways. So breakaways are still essential for now. Flat rating is just a 61. That's one area that I'm really struggling and could really use some points. It is a very weak rating for us. The only thing weaker is our cobble rating. So to finish this one up, an individual time trial, a team time trial, there's a couple boosts we can get there. Finish the stage with cobbled stages, that's cobbled sectors, that's going to be important. And then the finishing flat stages. So I still have a handful of points that are freebies on that one, but this really low flat rating is making the breakaways a lot more difficult because we don't recover compared to anybody else, and we don't have a high pace to really establish a break. Because I could have been solo on that last stage all the way. We were solo for a long time, and we nearly had that breakaway firmly established, and then all of a sudden these guys realized how weak I was and they attacked. We'll get there eventually. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, be safe out there, and bye for now.